Do you want to join me?
Yeah.
Okay. Please do. Cool. Hi.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks.
Where you been?
I just got back from my short jaunt. Can we get all a jaunt?
I suppose.
To Illinois.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Got my braces worked on. Thanks, Dr. B. Can you do that thing in post-editing where I go like this? And you like make the little shine mark on my teeth with a little twang. Make a little shine mark on my teeth with a little twang.
So how was Illinois?
Actually, it was warm. It was like 50 and sunny.
Yes, but we wanted to talk a little bit about a pretty cool experience we had, and that was camping in an RV on the beach.
Yeah.
We went to Padre Island, which is just north of South Padre Island. It's in Texas on the east coast towards the south. We literally drove our truck and trailer onto the beach, and we camped there for, it was about 5 days, right?
5 days.
Yeah. And we thought we'd take a little bit of time and kind of tell you what we learned and go from there.
We were at Padre Island National Seashore, which is where we also got our National Parks Pass.
Yes.
So we have that. How exciting. We couldn't find much information about driving on the beach, so we were very nervous about what to expect.
This kind of started with, Kelly loves the water. She absolutely can't wait to get to the water every time we go somewhere. Water, water, water. We saw some pictures on Facebook from other RVers that stayed on other beaches in South Texas. And the cool thing was they're free. So we did a little bit of searching on Campendium, and we found a free beach to stay on, Padre Island. The place is called South Beach. And one of the cool things is on the entrance to the park is there's a dump station and potable water there at the dump station. So we arrived to the park and we topped off. We filled up with fresh water.
Are we sticking with potable?
Is it potable?
We have no idea.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna catch hell for this now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us.
Water that we can drink.
Is it potable or potable?
I don't know. Yeah, we went through the little guard area and we were just driving, and then all of a sudden there's a Gulf of Mexico right in front of us.
So why were you nervous?
Well, why wouldn't you be? I don't know how to drive on sand. I'm from Illinois. There's no sand in Illinois.
Right, with a big truck and a big RV on the back.
We kind of got some weight.
I was worried about getting stuck. That's what I was worried about.
I was worried about the RV washing out to sea because we know nothing about tide charts. We did make a mistake that we would look up the tide chart when we got to the beach.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's no cell service there, so we could not look up the tide chart.
At least with AT&T, none.
None. How'd they go?
Okay, you did it better.
So you're driving, and then all of a sudden the pavement ends, and then the Gulf is in front of you, and then you turn off to the right, and it's a road. It is actually a highway. There's speed limit signs and mile markers and semis.
And like right-of-way rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a legit road.
Yeah, headed north, has the right-of-way. But the road doesn't always stay in the same place.
Right.
So when we drove, we kind of looked where other RVs were and positioned ourselves in the same general area. The sand's real loose, so you can kind of get the idea that the water was never that high.
Yeah, it's like as you get close to the water, the sand is very dense. It's hard. Very easy to drive on, in fact.
It's really fine sand, so it gets... Yeah.
Extremely fine and hard.
Yeah.
I mean, as you drive on it, I mean, you don't make like ruts or anything. It's really pretty easy. The hard part though was, the further away you get, the sand gets very loose, and that's where we saw several people actually did get stuck, and where we were worried about, how are we going to turn around and then park, right? Because we wanted to park far enough away from the water so that our camper didn't wash out to sea when the tides came in, but at the same time we wanted to stay on the hard pack so we didn't get stuck, and then we found a balance and it worked.
Yeah, just did a U-turn and parked it. Then we decided we were going to go into town to get some groceries. Do I get to tell this story?
Go ahead. Why not?
Nah.
Oh man. I know where this is going.
Drove the truck into town, which is about what?
It's a good 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Got some groceries, and it was starting to get dark, so we wanted to kind of make haste and get back to the RV, because still, in my head, picture of the RV floating out to sea.
With our dogs.
With our dogs in it. And then Dave got pulled over by a park ranger.
I was worried because I thought I forgot to lock the RV. I was going too fast.
Yeah.
And I got called on it.
He did. He got a ticket. But how long has it been since you've been pulled over?
Oh gosh, decades.
Right. And then we got back to the RV, and it was still there. It hadn't floated away. Actually, the tide was going out, so it was farther away from the water. So that was nice. We got a tide chart from the visitor center the next morning, which I recommend doing before you get to the beach. So they say for the first 5 miles, as long you're fine without 4-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive. But after 5 miles, you should have 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Yeah, I mean, we saw cars of all shapes and sizes. We even saw a guy on a motorized wheelchair driving down the beach. We also saw him get towed back. So maybe not that, but...
So it was cool. In the morning, we saw, just a parade of cars going out down the beach and with these enormous fishing poles.
Yeah.
So I guess it's called surf fishing.
Is it?
I think so. A little bit about staying on the beach. We were boondocking, or sometimes called dry camping, meaning we were relying on our tank full of fresh water using our water pump to supply our drinking water and
the awesome setup that Dave gave us with the solar panels to supply all of our energy so that I could still have my coffee in the mornings.
Yep.
While I sat and watched the sun come up over the Gulf. You can hate me. It'd be okay, I would. It was amazing. It was so cool. And then we'd watch the sun go down over the dunes. Because on the other side of Padre Island is Laguna Madre. So we're good for 5 days. We didn't run out of water or electricity.
Yeah.
It was sunny for a couple days, so that was nice for the solar.
It was loud, though.
It was so loud. I can't believe how loud it was.
Especially at night when you're in bed trying to sleep with the windows open. Just the noise of the surf was...
Yeah.
It was just loud.
It was really loud.
And then sand.
Sand everywhere.
It's been 2 weeks since we left the beach, and we're still
finding
finding sand everywhere.
Everywhere. And the other problem was the moisture in the air. I mean, obviously you're by the water, but everything was a little
just
bit
damp.
Moist. Damp. We decided 5 days was enough. It was nice. We got to sit outside. I got to do some reading in the sun.
Yeah.
We did a lot of walking and running. We got to see a lot of jellyfish.
Yeah.
There was a lot of different kinds of jellyfish and the Portuguese man-o-wars.
That's not even a jellyfish, is it?
It's not.
It looks like a jellyfish.
Right. But they're all over the beach.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty. They're all inflated.
We found sea beans.
Yeah. Which come from all over.
Yeah.
The lady was telling us all about sea beans. And one of them that she had was from Madagascar.
Other wildlife that we saw, Kelly got to see a ghost crab one morning, and there were loads of pelicans. And there's actually really, really cool.
Pelicans are cool.
They're neat-looking birds, and in the mornings, I guess all day, you would see them in a big, long line. They were drafting off each other. It was really cool to see.
Apparently drafting is legal.
This isn't triathlon. So evidently, where we were staying on South Beach, the ocean currents tend to converge in this area.
Swirl.
Yeah, and they would bring ashore these beans from other parts of the world,
all over,
like seeds from trees and such. Shells. There's a magnificent part of the beach called.
There's small shell beach and
which we saw. Which is pretty cool. Just the beach, the sand was just covered in shells.
Broken shells.
Yeah.
Broken shell pieces.
There's also quite a bit of trash, because trash.
A lot of trash
would wash up too. And even
sailboats.
I can't believe this. Go ahead.
So I was going for my morning run. I wanted to go at low tide, so I started at 6 because low tide was at 7, and went out my 3 miles, and I saw something off in the distance. It was real eerie because it was real foggy and overcast, and I was like, is that a sailboat? No. Of course, then my mind, I'm like, those are pirates. I'm going to die, because as I'm running closer, it was a sailboat, and you could see that the sails were all torn, and I honestly thought, this is how I die. And there was nobody around, because at that part of the beach it was early in the morning and it was pretty vacant. But yeah, so I ran up closer, and it was a sailboat on, I guess, beached. Luckily, when I got there, the park ranger was also pulling up at the same time. And so he got out, and I asked him if he was going to go on the boat, and he said he was going to wait for somebody else.
Back up.
Right. And then shortly, another truck showed up, and they went to go on the boat, and I continued my run because I don't need to see dead bodies at 7 in the morning.
But there was a bunch of spray paint on it.
There was spray paint on the top. It said USCG OK. 29th of January 2021. So I read that to be like U.S. Coast Guard, okay.
Like they've already
They've already
checked it
rescued the people and couldn't get the boat. I, however, was not going to stick around to find out. So
Man, that's so creepy.
went a little bit far. So and it ended up being like at 4 miles. So I did an 8-mile run instead of a 6-mile run.
Well done.
Thank you. And then I was running back to show this guy, and I see this guy running at me on the beach. And I was like, oh, I'll tell this guy about the boat. It was David Ford running. Like,
How bizarre.
yeah, David Ford was running that day. I don't really know why, but he was running.
It was fun.
So yeah, then we just drove back down there, and I showed him the.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Then we ran into a bunch of other people that were telling us places to go in Texas, and we ran into a couple from Muhammad.
That's right. Yeah, it turns out we heard about Fredericksburg from one of the couples that we met on the beach.
Yeah.
Which is where we hunkered down for the winter storm.
Right. Plus, Fredericksburg was kind of cool. It'd be nice to go back when things are open, when we can see that.
Absolutely.
That rock that we didn't get to see.
So one of the other cool things that Padre is known for is sea turtles.
Yeah.
In fact, when they're nesting, they actually nest on the beach, and when they're known to be nesting, they actually like hoist up
these yellow
a yellow flag that has a turtle on it.
Sea turtle on it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you know more about it than I do.
So there's 5 species of sea turtles that are endangered that have a high population at this beach, and one of them is the Kemp's Ridley, which is kind of known for. I'd never heard of a Kemp's Ridley.
Very cool.
Yeah. So leatherback, loggerhead, some others. They come on shore around March and April, and they put up these flags so that you can keep an eye out for them. And if you see them, they request that you make a phone call, and then they will come and retrieve the eggs, and they will take them and hatch them.
Right.
July through August, they do sea turtle releases. So
and it's open to the public,
it
isn't
is.
it?
Yeah, you can get on their website. It's on the National Parks website. I would love to see that someday.
I would have really enjoyed seeing that.
See all these little sea turtles running out to sea.
One day we went into town, we checked the weather, saw that there was a winter storm coming, decided that we'd better leave the beach and hunker down at an RV park that had power and running water.
Yeah.
So that's when we decided to leave the beach.
When the storm was coming. The town was really cool. I'd love to go back there in the summertime to see the sea turtles and to spend more time in that town. Go back to that coffee shop.
Yeah.
That was good.
The whole shop was made out of shipping containers that were stacked on top of each other, multiple colors.
Right.
It was really cool.
Yeah, so there
Coffee
you
was
go,
good
guys.
too. One of the other days we drove into town, and they actually have an aircraft carrier in the port. It's the USS Lexington. They offer tours, which was actually really freaking cool.
It was neat.
We got to tour through the flight deck, down through the engine rooms. It's a kind of a self-guided tour, but really good literature. It was really well put together.
And it was neat because David's dad was in the Navy.
He worked in the engine room, so that was really cool to.
It was neat to see what conditions he would have been working in.
Yeah. Yep.
That was neat. And there's a port.
Yeah.
And can we talk about how much I love...
Man, you were all about the boats.
I love those big boats coming, and it was awesome. And seeing where they're from, and I'm a big goober when it comes to boats, apparently.
Hey, they float on water, man.
It's
You're
water.
all about it.
It's water.
Yep.
So that was fun.
We highly recommend it to other RVers or campers. Check it out. You can sit right on the beach. I mean, it's a really, really neat experience.
For now, we'll just be vacuuming sand out of our RV for the next 7 years. Worth it. It was worth it.
Absolutely.
Even though we complain about the sand, definitely you should check it out. Hopefully next video we will not be in Texas.
We'll see. We've got at least 3 more stops planned, but
yeah, love Texas, great big state, but I'm ready to put another sticker on my map of places that I've been.
Let's do it.
Until next time, guys. Take care.
See ya.